And everybody was scared to talk about it because he'd have him killed.
Joe Rogan didn't keep quiet after learning the whole truth. Nothing was sugar-coated by him. He pursued the truth head-on. He was completely astonished by what he said regarding Justin Bieber and Diddy. This was about more than just mentorship or celebrity. Rogan claimed that it entailed control, manipulation, and an extremely personal degree of access that no adolescent should ever experience.
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher. I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So
they wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
it's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like. What kind of fucking asshole do you gotta be to take another boy, another talented boy, and put him in your place so it ain't gotta be you no more? Because that's what pedophiles do. They get victims, and then once they get to a certain age and they get too old for them to enjoy them, they send them out to go get other young kids. Now, if Usher is a procurer, and if Usher knew what was going to happen to any of those young children that he took to the Flavor Freak off, is he a good guy? Especially considering what happened to him. Especially considering that he sat Howard Stern, and Howard Stern said, would you send your kids to Puffy's Flavor Camp? And his immediate response was, hell no! So it's good enough for everybody else's kids, but it's not good enough for yours.
Justin Bieber had a post the other day on his Instagram talking about all the drugs that he did when he was younger and how much it fucked him up. And now he's got a relationship with the Lord, and he's got, he's married, and he's trying to be a normal person.
Yeah.
But he's struggling with the fact that he was insanely famous when he was a kid.
Diddy called his son a Bentley. Maybe, he could buy you one also while you're out.
Got me a Lamborghini. It's,
yeah. Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last time.
He had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
What's up, man? You good?
I'm good. How
All
are
right,
you?
young brother, everything's good? Selling out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really got my number, so.
Right, okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
It's 5.
So many horrific accusations involving young singers, young children.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
It's insane.
He makes R. Kelly look like a decent guy.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
There are some subjects that are shunned like the plague in the entertainment industry. Strong names are safeguarded. They sign contracts, narratives are buried. However, Joe Rogan doesn't adhere to the conventions of Hollywood quiet. He recently discussed what he considers to be one of the most unsettling behind-the-scenes tales involving an adolescent Justin Bieber and music tycoon Sean Diddy Combs on his podcast. Rogan posed inquiries rather than accusations, the kind of inquiries that cause discomfort. These are the kinds of inquiries that shed light on issues that have been suppressed for too long. Justin Bieber was at the top of the world in the early 2010s. He was young, gifted, and gaining popularity quickly. His mentorships, particularly the one with Diddy, were commended by industry insiders. The audience was led to believe that, It was just two artists getting along, but now that mentorship is being re-examined, Joe Rogan isn't buying the cozy label. Rogan was unable to ignore one particular footage. In it, Diddy announces to the camera that he would be spending 48 hours with Justin, who was 15 at the time. He laughs and smiles as he says it, implying that Justin will change after the weekend. The clip was interrupted by Rogan. He questioned, why would an adult need to take a teenager away for an entire weekend? What is the goal? Joe continued. By explaining that power dynamics that favor the mentor over the mentee are sometimes hidden beneath what appears to be mentorship. In this instance, Justin was apparently under Diddy's informal guardianship for a while. He had complete control over him during that time, including his daily routine, housing, and media appearances, all of which were presented as opportunities. Rogan, however, was not persuaded. When the cameras are rolling, he continued, it's easy to call it guidance. Okay, however, it's impossible to know what kind of pressure was at play behind the scenes. Rogan saw the signs while watching old video of Justin from that era. Not only was Justin young, but he appeared overburdened. Tense body language, phony grins, and abrupt off-camera looks. Joe witnessed everything, Rogan remarked. He's not in control here. It lacks confidence. That person is attempting to live. After those initial years, Joe observed how rapidly Justin's conduct changed. The inconsistent interviews, the emotional outbursts, the fatigue. All of that, to Rogan, was a reflection of the setting in which he had been raised, one that valued celebrity over health. Rogan did more than simply blame Diddy. In addition, he questioned Bieber's life at the time and the role of other adults. What happened to Scooter Braun? Usher was where? Justin was first presented to the public by these individuals who also reportedly helped Diddy gain access. Rogan raised the allegation that Usher assisted in setting up the alleged mentorship by temporarily granting Diddy guardianship privileges. Consider that, Joe remarked. Managers and mentors are passing around one of the world's biggest young stars, like a business deal. Parenting isn't like that. The positioning is that. Joe's body language wasn't enough. He played snippets of earlier interviews in which Justin, years later, would make references to things he had witnessed but was unable to discuss. People think I had it easy, but they have no idea what it was like behind the scenes, Bieber stated in one interview. In another, Justin trembled when asked about Diddy and abruptly shifted the topic. That's true, Rogan declared. You don't pretend to be that. That isn't someone remembering a pleasant time. Someone is attempting to leave something behind. There. Rogan went on to say that Justin's own songs have mysterious lyrics about regrets, insomnia, and being misinterpreted. Many fans are now listening to those songs again with new perspectives after dismissing them as works of art. Joe made it clear that Diddy's influence came from more than simply his wealth and notoriety. The quiet of those around him was the source of it. Silence that allowed him to act freely. Back then, nobody said anything, Rogan clarified. Why? So everyone was terrified of the repercussions. The industry's fear, culture, the dread of being sued, blacklisted, or humiliated for speaking up was something he brought up. According to Joe, that's how the powerful stay protected. They are not required to hide their activities. They simply ensure that no one speaks. The internet went crazy after Joe's podcast aired. Supporters started posting old videos, lyrics, and images that backed up Rogan's claims. Many started advocating for an open discussion about what actually transpired during his adolescence by using the hashtag #JusticeForJustin. Former insiders and industry employees who said they had witnessed things they weren't proud of even came forward. With their own stories, Joe implied that additional people are now prepared to speak, although he did not name them. Joe Rogan sent a clear message to Diddy and the entertainment business at large at the end of the show. You underestimated one thing, he replied, but you thought this would stay buried. People do not forget. Even though it takes time, people eventually see the truth. They have also finished remaining silent. Rogan pledged to increase coverage, have more discussions, and give people who have been silenced a voice. If Justin Bieber ever chooses to share his tale, he is welcome to do so. Joe said, "We'll talk. Just the truth. No filters, no judgment." Rogan asserts that Justin's well-reported difficulties in the ensuing years went beyond the typical, maturing pains of a budding star. He claimed that they were symptoms. This was more than just a child acting out. This child was attempting to make sense of problems he was unable to discuss. Justin displayed all the symptoms of someone struggling with chronic trauma, including postponing performances and taking extended pauses from performing. Joe maintained that this conduct was entirely consistent with the chronology of his time, spent under Diddy's tutelage and the unexpected spike in pressure that accompanied it. Music is no longer the only aspect of this tale. It has to do with quiet power and the price of celebrity. No rumor was revealed by Joe Rogan. He revealed a trend. For far too long, it has been hiding in plain sight. Justin Bieber might be getting older. He might be more in charge, married, and grounded. However, the wounds from those formative years are still visible. It's time to start posing the difficult questions about how they got there and who was in charge, as Joe Rogan made evident.